I was so excited to go to the Sphere. Forgot my phone. All I had was this disposable. Walk into this box and it's Drew Brees, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Bob Odenkirk, Judd Apatow. Chris's parents were there. And fucking Roger Goodell, dude. So I don't have my phone. I go up to Roger. I'm talking to him a little bit. Like, what's up, Raj? Like, we're best friends. And I was like, you mind if we get a photo real quick? He's like, yeah, no problem. And I whip out this disposable, turn the flash on. You should have seen his face. And we got this picture of me and Roger Goodell with a disposable camera. Can't wait to see how that turns out. It's either going to be a great photo or a horrible photo. All right, what is up? Welcome back. I am Beau Allen, 7-year NFL vet, slightly hungover man, and my friends call me the Butter King.
And I'm Nate Collins, 5-year NFL vet, 4-year NFL vet. I don't remember which one it is right now. It's been
Boys
a long.
Have no brain cells right now.
It's been a long week. Vegas was absolutely amazing, but I want to start the show by saying happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there, to all the girlfriends, the boyfriends, the husbands, the wives, the mistress, the side chicks, the side dudes. Everybody deserves a great Valentine's Day, and I hope you are enjoying yours. And maybe you're listening to this show in the morning. Maybe you have some great plans for tonight. And hopefully whoever you're catering to, they accept your Valentine's gift in your day. And it's a special one. Just want to send that out there, Beau.
Hey, Dr. Fax, will you be my Valentine?
I am already taken. You waited too late, which I think this is a rough roll of time for football fans if you think about it. Like, we have to accept that there's no fucking football. And if your team didn't win the Super Bowl, it's probably kind of like a lull period, like whatever. And then you have to worry about Valentine's Day, which you probably, if you went to the game or if you were in Vegas, you definitely forgot about this shit.
Did you forget about it, Nate?
I did a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna snitch on everyone. We did a pre-pro meeting yesterday, and it didn't come up once. So obviously, I was not the only one not thinking about this.
Speak for yourself, brother. I got my gifts wrapped. I got gift wrap before I left for Vegas. I got a nice little dinner res lined up.
Ooh.
It's gonna be great. But let's before we get into Vegas talk, which I think will be really exciting, and Super Bowl talk, let's do some torque talk, Nate. That's how we kind of like to start our show. Stuff we're torqued about for the week. Oh my God, I am happy to be fucking home. 5 nights in Vegas is brutal. Sleeping in my own bed Saturday night, I got in at like 2, was so fucking nice, man. I'm on the way home from the airport, like logging to my Google Home, bump my AC way down, got the house really comfortable.
Fancy.
So I'm torqued about that. And then let me tell you what else I'm
guy.
torqued about. Since I've been retired, I've gotten really into pickleball. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm fucking nasty. But I've joined a league in Tampa. We're the Space Weasels. We're kind of like the bad boys of the Tampa pickleball circuit. Like, we're really good. There's a couple players that played like tennis in college. We take it very seriously and just beat up on people and like talk shit and like, you know, take our shirts off and stuff like that. We have a big game at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday. So that's what I'm torqued about too. Space Weasels, baby.
Old man retired pickleball league. I'm fucking with it. I hope you guys win it all. But I am torqued. We basically have the same. We're torqued about the same thing. I think anyone who's been to Vegas kind of knows that getting home from Vegas it's a vibe. It's a different type of vibe. You're excited to go to Vegas, but it is a draining place. And I did a lot of drinking, and I'm not usually a drinker. So I definitely still feel the effects of it. But like you said, there's something about being able to sleep in your own bed. And me being a new father, this was my first time being away from my daughter. So the 4 days, like just being able to see her, not on FaceTime and hold her and be next to her, it felt really good. And also my mom was in town. She stayed with my girl while I was gone. So she got to spend time with my daughter, but I also got to spend time with my mom. So that was really, really a dope time for me. And I'm still drained, bro. It's crazy how like just the whole time different thing is already like a mental fuck like for me. But the strain it kind of does on your body, and you hear about people talk about jet lag and your body clock and getting adjusted to like being where you're at, like after traveling. It's a real thing, and it's weird because I thought I was fine, and like now there's videos going around. I was definitely dozing off during the Super Bowl.
We'll get to that, Facts. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that. But yeah, we did a lot in Vegas, man. We put out some really good content. I mean, we were working at Radio Row. It felt like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, and had some great interviews. So hopefully you guys enjoyed all that stuff from Greenlight. But now that we're back home, we got Fax and the King, baby. And we want to talk a little bit about Vegas. So, Nate, I want to lead us through this next segment, which I have shamelessly stolen from my younger sister, Grace. You're beautiful. Appreciate you. You're a lot of fun. But I talked about the trip I went on to Australia a couple weeks ago. I went with my sister and her boyfriend, and every day we did a wow pow chow, and she kind of does that with her friends, and it's a fun thing. We took that, we do that with my family too, and it's fun to do after trips. So basically what that means is you have a wow, which is kind of something from the trip that wowed you. You have a pow, which is like you got smacked a little bit, you took an L on something, or like, something awkward or weird happened that you just can't stop thinking about. And then chow is your favorite food. And then when we were in Australia, we added in glug as well, which is like the best drink you had, because we went to these like really nice wineries and that. So let's do that quick. Facts. I think this will be fun for us to do in the future when one of us goes on a trip or something like that, has a big event. We can do a wow pow chow. So why don't you kick us off?
Okay, I'll start us off. So my wow is going to be the digital, or I don't know, robotic frog.
Animatronic?
Yeah, animatronic frog that is singing at the lakeside restaurant at the Wynn. Blows your mind. Is singing New York, New York. But one thing, I like the vibe of really nice restaurants that kind of like don't take themselves too seriously, in a sense that while you're sitting in the restaurant, they're playing loud music, and within that loud music, you all of a sudden you hear like New York, New York being sung, and it sounds like it's someone singing live, but you look up outside and it's a huge frog singing it, and it was blowing my mind. So that's my wow. What's your wow?
So my wow is the Sphere, man. I was so excited. Kelsey had some extra tickets to go check out U2 at the Sphere, which is on Wednesday, which is like basically, our first real night there. And it was sweet, man. Like, heard a lot about it. You see it, we've talked about in the pod. You see it from the outside and like all the crazy shit they put up there. And then just to see it in person, man, the visuals were awesome. Like, all the graphics and stuff were really cool. Your boy got a little high for it, which was awesome. So that was my wow. Also a little bit of my pow, because I didn't realize all the bigwigs that were going to be in the box with us, and I got a little fucked up for it. But it was really cool. Like, the show itself was great. The company was good. And then like just the visuals and like just kind of seeing like how cool that was, and to experience that in person, like I really enjoyed it. So big fan of U2 at the Sphere.
Nice. Shout out to you too.
Bono.
Moving into my pal. My pal is dudes associated with the Green Light Pod. I don't want to single anyone out, not knowing how to play blackjack at the casino.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most basic game, bro.
It's the most basic game, but realistically, it's a game where if you really want to win, you have to have the mindset that us on this side of the table, we're all fighting against this one dealer. And throughout all of that, some of us are going to lose sometime. But if the majority of us are winning, that is how you're supposed to play.
Mm-hmm.
That is not how beginners play. They play for themselves. They hit when they're not supposed to hit. It was very cringy watching some people play blackjack. And I left up, so I'm not going to complain. But it's just one of those things for you to lose money because people don't know how to play traditional blackjack. It always hurts to see that. And I guess seeing some guys that that bet within the Yoke media sphere doing some of these heinous crimes on the playing tables, it was a pal for me for sure.
Yeah, that's tough. Speaking of blackjack, that's my pal too. There's this viral video that went out of we had a really good group of gamblers over at the Aria, kind of like I don't know, it was Bert Kreischer's vodka launch or something like that. So they put together this event, and like there's this viral video. I'm lurking in the background while Kelsey's going crazy because he's winning like 50 grand. I'd lost all my money right before that. So it was like me, Bert, Tom Segura, Showtime Pettis, all at one table. And then Kelsey and like the Bussin' Boys at another one. They were all going fucking crazy because they had all these huge hands that they were winning. Meanwhile, I was just getting absolutely bled, sitting next to Baker Mayfield, just complaining nonstop because I was just flipping 6s and 14s and couldn't convert a single fucking thing. That was my pow too. Also, I will throw some shade. Chris comes in on that table. He's showing 14. The dealer's got a 6. Chris hits, gets a 7, wins, gets 21 wins, but takes the dealer's bus card, and the dealer converts, and everyone else loses. So tough look for the boy. I ran into this one dude who was there just kind of watching. He talked about that nonstop. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
what do you got for Chow, Nate? I know you really love the buffet at the Win.
Yeah, my Chow is definitely coming from the buffet at the Win, and it is black lemon Gouda cheese. This is a typical. This should be in the dictionary or in whatever book of sayings when it says "Don't judge a book by its cover." This piece of cheese literally looks like a piece of black.
Bro,
chalk.
It looks like charcoal, bro.
Yes, charcoal.
Like you go to a campfire and it's just charcoal.
Yes, it looks like charcoal. But when I tell you, it was the most flavorful cheese I've ever tasted in my entire life. Like that accompanied with the croissants that they had there, among a million other things. But the Win's buffet was absolutely amazing, like it always is. But this was my first time ever trying or seeing black lemon Gouda cheese, and it was amazing.
Cool. My Chow, I had an egg slut breakfast sandwich on Thursday. Wednesday night, like I said, went to the Sphere, got a little toasted. Got a little drunk, so I was hungover on Thursday into our 9 a.m. interview with Kelsey on Radio Row. So I went to go scoop him at the Cosmo where he was staying. He brought me out a nice egg slut sandwich. It really brought me back to life. It was phenomenal.
Nice. So my glug is going to the Espresso Martini from Lakeside Restaurant.
Oh, what? Sorry, what was it?
Glug Espresso Martini.
Espresso.
Espresso.
There you go. That's like my number. That's like one of my top 5 pet peeves, Max. This espresso, my guy. Espresso.
Yeah. Okay. Espresso Martini from Lakeside Restaurant. Usually when I get espresso martinis, it's supposed to help you keep the party going. If after you have a nice big meal, you're feeling full, your body gets tired, but you're supposed to have a little drink that like picks you up. Usually different places, when I drink an espresso martini, I'm still tired. I go home, go to sleep. When I tell you this espresso martini kept me up, when I got back to my room, when I realized after no one was doing anything, I thought we were going to keep moving around. That thing kept me up, and I watched a whole entire Ryan Sheckler documentary.
That's how I know you're fucked up. Who watches a Ryan Sheckler documentary in Vegas, bro? That's hilarious.
So funny. Great documentary, though. Crazy life that kid had.
Yeah. All right. So my glug is also an espresso martini. I had a really good espresso martini at this restaurant, Komodo, which is a sushi place at Fontainebleau. New restaurant. It was really good. Here's the thing about espresso martini, man. It's just a fancy vodka turbo, you know?
What's vodka turbo?
Vodka Red Bull, baby. Gambling juice.
No.
It's the same thing. No. It's the same principle.
No,
espresso martini is just a dressed up vodka turbo. But honestly, facts, a lot of good food, a lot of good experiences, a lot of wows, a lot of pows, and a lot of chows. But we also ran into some really cool people. So I want to know, just before we finish this segment, who's a favorite person that you saw in Vegas?
You know who it was.
A Bella Danger? Is that who you're talking about?
No, JJ Watt.
JJ Watt. That's a good one. Hey, Wisconsin's finest. He's no Bella Danger though.
So sorry. No, I seen a lot of people, but my favorite, because I'm a huge YouTube fan, is Duke Dennis. He's part of the AMP group on YouTube. And I got to see him at the win along with a bunch of other people. We've seen a bunch of stars walking through. Saw Russell and Sierra. That was cool. I told Chris on the Greenlight show, anytime I see Scott Van Pelt, I'm just wowed at his size. Usually when you see people who be on TV or celebrities, in real life compared to like me and Beau, like people are small. Even if you think they're big, like they're small. And Scott Van Pelt is not that way. He's about 6'7". He's a bigger gentleman, but it's always cool. I get geeked to see them. So those were probably my top. How about you?
Nice. Yeah. So I at the New Heights party ran to a bunch of old Eagles football players. I was excited to see, Lane Johnson, Malcolm Jenkins, Zach Ertz. And then in the suite, I saw Drew Brees, Adam Sandler, Big Howie Long, Roger Goodell was in the suite with me and Kels. Also met Travis Scott, and then we saw Little Dicky over at Radio Row. But I got to tell you, the favorite person I saw all week was fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick, because I talked to him and I didn't know that he was going to be there. He told me he was getting in on Saturday. He came in early, surprised me on Thursday at the New Heights party. I hung out with him for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. He's got 7 kids, man. It's tough to get time with Fitz, and we had a really fun time at that New Heights party. So
it was unfortunate I had to leave that party early. Just like SpongeBob, I ripped my fucking pants on the way to that party.
Bro. You went through 2 pairs of pants that day.
Bro, crazy as hell, bro. Like the crotch area.
Too much of the buffet, man.
Yo, my thighs and pants, bro. The crotch areas and pants of me stepping into like bigger trucks. That's what it is. I'm not used to, my car is really low to the ground. So I guess I don't have to step like I had to do this whole week getting into these trucks. And that's how both pair of pants ripped. Embarrassing.
That's what it was, huh? The trucks.
Embarrassing.
All right, let's talk about the game for a sec. A lot of viral moments. It's a Super Bowl. It's the biggest fucking football game in the entire world. The whole entire world. The biggest football game. So the world champion Kansas City Chiefs had a repeat. A lot of talk about them going for a three-peat. Why don't we just hit some of these viral moments real quick, Nate? What was some of your, I don't know, like there's so much hoopla media surrounding the Super Bowl. Before we talk about the game itself, what were some moments that stood out to you?
For one, the Nickelodeon cast, the sweet victory.
Yeah.
I'm on record saying I'm not a SpongeBob fan, but there are SpongeBob clips that I think are funny. Or I should rephrase that. It's not that I'm not a fan. I don't think it's a children's cartoon. Maybe I'll say that. It's too stupid for me. But the sweet victory, the way they did that rendition for the Super Bowl, and the little highlight, whoever did the highlight tape and they incorporated the team highlights, it was pretty dope. Like watching that video, and it's something as an ex-player, it kind of gives you chills, but I wonder how kids felt about it. And I think it's dope, the NFL just finding a way to incorporate the game more for kids. And I know just like that's a cool thing, that be able to have your kids engage with the kind of like the same stuff that you like or you follow.
Hey, I mean, along those same lines, there's a lot of criticism about Taylor Swift being shown a bunch.
No, I love it.
It's great. I mean, I saw a couple stories on Twitter and shit like that of, fathers that watch the Super Bowl for the first time ever with their 12-year-old daughters because she's Swift. So
that's so dope. That's so dope.
I think it's a good thing. It's good for the game. And along those same lines, one of my favorite viral moments, facts from the game was, I thought this was like the most humanizing thing I've seen out of T Swift in a while. They pan to her in the box like they do. Obviously, they're going to do that. She's a superstar. And she just picks up her beer and just chugged it. I love that. Like, that's what Beau Allen would do in that situation.
Did you see the video of one of our main producers in Yoke Media trying to chug a beer, and T Swift chugged one faster than him? Can you believe that?
I mean, in Cowboys' defense, it looked like a tall boy to me.
You didn't have to say his name.
Oh, it was Cowboy. I mean, I saw the tweet about it. Chris tweeted about it. Cowboy, I got your back, man. Coming off those 5 nights in Vegas, straight into chugging a tall boy. You got put on the spot a little bit. I thought you did good, buddy.
But good for her too. Like taking that moment. She knows the camera's on her, but that's dope. Like, like that's kind of her man kind of is like a person that would do that. So for her to kind of like to keep that tradition going while he's playing, that's a dope moment, like for them for sure.
All right, moving through some of these other moments from the game, I gotta give a shout out. You talked about J.J. Watt. Obviously, I'm a proud Badger alumni. My player of the game was Leo Chenal, as a linebacker, second year out of Wisconsin. He had an unbelievable game, man. He forced a fumble on Christian McCaffrey early. That was very big. He blocked an extra point. You know, he doesn't block that extra point, the game doesn't go to overtime. He had a big pressure on Purdy to force a throwaway, 8-yard TFL on a check down to Jennings. He had 6 tackles, 2 pressures, 1 TFL, 1 block kick. Also had a huge stop on a 3rd and 2 where he engaged the tight end, shed him, took the blocker juice, took him out of the play, and then made the tackle as well. So I actually talked about that a little bit on a butter breakdown. But I had to talk about Leo Chenal. He's a really good player, fucking meathead, great linebacker out of Wisconsin. He's a fucking yoke, bro. He's got these sick fucking veins coming out of his bicep right into his pecs. He's fucking awesome. I love that guy.
Did you guys cross over in college? Were you teammates?
We weren't teammates. No, he's younger than me. But I mean, I would always go back to Wisconsin and train, and it was cool because he was on the team at the same time as his brother, who's a fullback.
Oh, fire!
And he was like a great, senior leader, like really good player for Wisconsin. So I'm happy to see him succeed in the Super Bowl. It's cool.
That's the type of game that get your jersey retired.
Absolutely,
I like that,
brother.
I love that for him.
Who was player of the game for you, Dr. Fax?
So my player of the game, just so it doesn't get lost in translation because they lost, I'm going with Jawan Jennings, who joins only QB Nick Foles as a player to score a touchdown and throw a touchdown. But this is more special because he is not a quarterback. He is a wide receiver. He was 1 for 1 on passing for a 21-yard touchdown, I believe, to McCaffrey. And receiving, he had 4 catches for 42 yards and a touchdown. And that was my player of the game. I always love seeing new moments in the NFL or non-reoccurring moments happen for guys. And unfortunately, I had a bet that an offensive lineman would score a touchdown, and I thought it would be on a play like that, but unfortunately it went to a running back. But I like seeing trick plays like that, and I just want to shout out Jawan Jennings. He was my player of the game. Tough loss. You'll get him next year, big guy.
Hey, Jennings actually was the go-to receiver on that final 3rd and 4 where they fucked up the protection. Chris Jones ended up coming through. So like, how sick would it have been if he would have caught that touchdown too?
He would have won the MVP. It would have been, we would have probably had a non-quarterback MVP because of that throwing touchdown for sure.
Yeah, great game from him. A sweet play. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about some of these other moments from the Super Bowl, man. I want to ask you, what'd you think of the picture of Kels and Ice Spice? Some of the memes around that were fucking hilarious, dude.
You think you the shit, bitch? Yeah. You're not even the fart. I'll be going hard. I love it. But I love the fact that no one gives Kelsey the respect of everyone's assuming that he has no idea who she is. And I think he probably does. I think that Ice Spice is famous enough. And I think that Kels is definitely like on top of pop media, like enough to know who Ice Spice is. But I think the memes are gold. The internet for this type of stuff, it just, I go back and I sit back and think sometime when I see nice, funny memes and like a good array of them, I think back because my old ass is old enough to like, what did we do before memes? Like, what the hell? Like, people had to wait for fucking magazines to come out.
Before memes, white dudes just sat around and quoted Anchorman at each other, bro.
Yes, or Dumb and Dumber, that fucking movie.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I saw hilarious when it goes, Ice and Spice, just like how I like my margaritas. Ha! My name is Jason. It's fucking hilarious, man. Kelsey's everywhere. You can't get enough of it. Him partying at the post-game celebration was awesome, too. A couple other Super Bowl moments I wanted to hit with you. How about the streaker, man? I love, like, they didn't show it, so you kind of had to go on Twitter and see like all the behind the scenes stuff.
Did you hear your boy Tony Romo? He couldn't resist talking about it, and they specifically tell them do not talk about streakers when they go on. And you can tell like he said something about it, and he wanted to say so much more, and him holding back was like funny to listen to.
I got a bone to pick though with the streaker, man. First of all, he didn't get fully naked, which is fucking bullshit, man. If you're gonna streak the Super Bowl, you got to go dick out. You gotta go fully naked. And then the other thing is, he hit a quarterback slide. Like he didn't even try to like juke out the security guards or anything. He slid, and then he immediately like put his hands behind his back to get cuffed. Bro, commit to the bit, man. Get fully naked. Flop that dick around. You're at the Super Bowl, man. You're in Vegas.
Way. It's one thing to get kicked out of the Vegas stadium forever, but it's another thing to end up on the registered sex offenders list if you get naked. There's kids at that game. There's a lot of shit that they're probably going to tack on if you end up really, really getting fully naked. But I respect that there was a streaker because a lot of people won money. There was bets on if there would be a streaker or not. I think plus like 10,000 on some books. So some people might have won a lot of money and or might have been a part of the whole making the streaker thing happen, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, just commit to the bit, Mr. Streaker. One final thing I want to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is interesting. There's been a lot of discussion about this. The rules regarding overtime have changed, okay, especially in the playoffs. And it's interesting that this situation came up in the Super Bowl, like, you know, the last game of the season goes to overtime and it hadn't happened before. So, Nate, what do you think about Kyle Shanahan choosing to receive the ball in overtime and then later it coming out? Like some 49ers players said to the media even that they felt unprepared and didn't fully understand the new overtime rules. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I think you have to find a reason to blame something. And if you really watch the flow of the game, their defense was fucking tired.
That's what Romo said too.
Like their defense just gave up a drive for the game to go into overtime. Like they were clearly fucking tired. Like, so it's just one of those things as a coach, like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, but in retrospect, I think the players I think they threw him under the bus with them saying that they were unfamiliar with the new rules. But that's a coaching thing. That's a coaching issue.
I mean, I think it's pretty cut and dry, man. You can't do that. You have to kick the ball because the bottom line is
if your defense is tired, if your defense is tired.
If you receive the ball, you're playing 3 downs. If you kick it, you're playing 4. That's really what it comes down to. You know exactly how many points you need to score when you kick. The Chiefs are playing 4 downs at the end of the game because they know the situation. They know that they have to kick a field goal. And before that, the Niners are just playing 3 downs.
And that was the issue also. That 4th and 4, you go for it. Like, you go for it. I think you go for it right there. If you're trying to win the game, like you should know that a field goal is not going to, like, they at least knew if they kick the field goal that they get the ball again. So if you even know that and you feel like if you didn't know the new rule that if you score a touchdown that they still get a chance to score, like, to get the ball again, even if you didn't know that, it's just like, go for the win, go for the touchdown, don't go for a field goal, like, because like
I think you have to go for the field goal, man. If you receive, like, you can't. If you get stuff there, then all they got to do, Patrick Mahomes, like, one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, even at a young point in his career, all he needs is a field goal to beat you. You can't do that, man. You have to kick it when you receive the ball in that situation. Like, I just think that, you know, they botched that, frankly.
Yeah, I think the game, like, realistically came down to coaching, and it's something where the play on field was going back and forth, a lot of turnovers, a lot of big moments in the game, not high scoring, but it was a chess match with the play calling and the plays mixed in with guys making individual good plays with causing fumbles, and then the freakish punt hitting the back of the ankle of the guy, and Kansas City getting like a big field change and possession flip right there. But yeah, I think it was coaching, and Andy Reid outcoached the 49ers whole coaching staff. That's what it boiled down to me, for me.
And Andy Reid is a great coach, man. You saw Travis Kelce on the sideline telling him how much he loved him.
Oh my God.
Moving on.
Don't get me started. Don't move by that too quickly. Honestly, give me an honest take. I'm not going to, like, throw you under the bus or have you throw your friend under the bus, but honest take. Emotions are high in the highest game, in the biggest level. Emotions are through the roof, and how crazy was seeing that and seeing the replay of that whole interaction with Travis Kelce and Andy Reid on the sideline.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if the Chiefs lose that game, I think it's a much bigger kind of deal. And the fact that the Chiefs won sweeps it under the rug a little bit. I don't want to get too much into this, but the bottom line is, I think if I was a member of the Chiefs, you never want any player approaching your head coach like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it boils down to. And I know Travis apologized to Andy Reid, and, you know, I'm sure that he regrets that. I don't really want to speak too much about it, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, dude, Andy Reid is a fucking legendary coach. He's a great guy. He always goes to bat for all of his players.
I'm glad it was minimal as it was. And honestly, watching it back, like Andy Reid almost fell. I'm so happy that he didn't, because that would have just polarized it more. Yeah. But they have a relationship.
It's an emotional game, man.
Yes.
Especially the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like, dude, football is an emotional game. Like, I've freaked out on sidelines before. Like, I'm not going to lie. Never.
You didn't bump a coach. You wouldn't bump a head coach.
I wouldn't bump a head coach. I don't have that in me, bro. I don't. My contracts were never structured in such a way that I could do that.
Exactly.
But, I'm kind of speaking out of both sides of my mouth here. But bottom line is, if that's a player on my team that does that, you're not going to like it. I don't like it. Okay. You never like that. Moving on. All right. So obviously the Super Bowl game, a lot of big moments, but some people love the Super Bowl for the advertisements. These fucking companies pay so much money for these ads.
I heard like the cheapest ad was like 10 mil.
Crazy. I thought the ads were weak, dude. I wasn't even about it. The ads weren't keeping me locked in. I was just scrolling memes on Twitter like when the ads were on. So what were a couple of ads that you liked? I'm going to tell you one I liked, one I didn't like. Why don't we just do it like that?
The ad that I liked was, for one, it was only in some markets because Kanye, he wanted a discount. And he put out an advertisement from the back of his car, a commercial, just basically saying that the commercials cost so much, so I have to do the commercial like this. And he promoted his website, which at the same time, everything on his website, he put online for $20. And he posted sales the next morning from this ad, and supposedly he made almost $20 million just in a night off of this like mini commercial that he did.
Is that your young entrepreneur of the week, Kanye?
Yeah, for sure. And then the next one was the mayonnaise meow commercial with the cat. I don't know if you guys know. Shout out to my cat, Prince Dominic. So I'm kind of a cat guy, and it was good to see a cat leading a commercial, and it's memorable and it was funny, and it was a good commercial. And shock to some people, even though I am black, I love mayo, and I'm a frequent extra mayo guy on a sandwich, which some people think is disgusting.
That's the whitest thing I've ever heard from you, bro.
You don't like mayo? You don't like mayo?
I like mayo, but
okay.
Have you seen Undercover Brother?
Yeah, for sure.
He eats the mayo like, that's you eat that sandwich. Okay. I had one ad that I really liked, and that was the Michael Cera CeraVe ad. I'm a skincare guy, Fax. Look at me. I'm kind of glowing today.
Yep.
And it's from the CeraVe hydrating facial cleanser that I use every fucking day. But I thought the CeraVe ad was really good. I wasn't expecting them to like kind of make all these like, funny jokes about it. Like Michael Cera goes, "This is my cream." Then like later he's like, "Let my cream hydrate you."
Let me ask you something silly. If you could clone yourself, would you give yourself a massage?
Fuck yeah, baby.
What?
My hands are strong. Oh yeah. I'd give myself all sorts of massages, Fax. And then,
Jesus Christ, bro. Go wash some feet, bro. Go wash some feet. Go wash some feet.
Yeah. Jesus had a good showing at the Super Bowl. The ad that
Jesus
I didn't
got
love,
that bag.
Jesus got that bag, bro. He's got that tithe money. The thumbs down for me. I didn't like the messy ad, dude. Like, I don't really love when these big companies, like, what was it, Mick Ultra? I don't even remember, but like, they get all these different celebs in, and like, I think there were like 7 or 8 different like high profile athletes and celebrities in this ad, and it just didn't do it for me, man. Like, there was just nothing. It just did not get my dick hard, man. I didn't like it. I thought it was weak.
I thought that the Temu commercials were funny.
Yeah.
I think some of the companies were just trying to flex how much money they had. And Temu was maybe one of them because they had a commercial like every other commercial. Chop like a billionaire.
They were everywhere, man.
And Temu's like the new Wish. You ever chopped off Wish.com?
No.
No?
Never.
Yeah, Beau, you're too bougie. Like, Beau doesn't know about the knockoff brand sites
Bougie
and
Beau,
everything.
baby.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Shout out to the Greenlight crew, man. We had a great trip. Everything was really well taken care of. They set us up really well at the Wynn. We had a great setup at Radio Row. Everyone at Toyota took good care of us, but our set was great. We were sliding into all sorts of different tables and booths at these clubs, popping around to like 3 or 4 different parties. A lot of shit involved with that. So shout out to, Scott, B. Nelly, Ralph, everybody that really put that together, because we had a good time. It was fun to talk about Vegas. It's also fun, Nate. Like, we do this shit virtually. I'm down here in Tampa. You're up in Charlottesville. Who the fuck knows where Fauché is? And so it's fun to get all the guys together for a week like that.
Shout out to whoever had the idea for the disposable cameras. Me and Beau, along with other people, we had our own disposable cameras for the week, and we took pictures with celebrities and of other random shit that we will get in these pictures soon.
I cannot wait for my disposable diaries to come out.
I know you
That
can.
night I went out with Kelsey. We went to the Sphere. After we were gambling at that event for Bert, got a little tuned up, had a good time. We had to go back and recharge at Kelsey's room. We had like 30 minutes. My phone was like dead. So I was charging it in Kelsey's hotel room. Forgot my phone there. All I could do, I was so excited to go to the Sphere. I didn't even have my phone to document. Like, my parents you got to send us photos and videos of you two at the Sphere. Like, we've heard so much about it. I was like, I got you, Mom. I got you. I'm going to take some great photos. Forgot my phone. All I had was this disposable. Walk into this box, and it's Drew Brees, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Bob Odenkirk, Judd Apatow, right next to us. We're all chit-chatting. It was fun. Then Chris's parents were there. Fucking Roger Goodell, dude. So I don't have my phone. I go up to Roger. I'm talking to him a little bit. Like, what's up, Raj? Like, we're best friends. And I was like, you mind if we get a photo real quick? He's like, yeah, no problem. And I whip out this disposable, turn the flash on. You should have seen his face. And we got this picture of me and Roger Goodell with a disposable camera. Can't wait to see how that turns out. It's either going to be a great photo or a horrible photo.
Love it.
That's enough on Vegas facts. Are you ready? You ready for Fast Facts, baby? All right. Welcome to Fast Facts, where Nate hits us on a bunch of viral segment quick hitters. Take it away, Facts.
Here we go. This week on Fast Facts, we are starting out with Beast Mode. Marshawn Lynch trolling 49ers fans, heading back into their hotel rooms directly after the Super Bowl loss.
49ers fans? Yeah. Fuck you.
Marshawn, baby. What I do, baby?
Fuck you, you little ugly motherfucker. You a Niner fan?
Yes, sir.
Fuck you. Are you a 49er fan?
Yes, I am.
Fuck you.
Hey, Marshawn.
Are you a 49er fan?
Absolutely.
Fuck you.
I'm kidding. We want this shit.
Are you a 49er fan? Fuck you. Are you a 49er fan?
Hell yeah.
Fuck you. Are you a 49er fan?
Yes, sir.
Fuck you. Hey, you a 49er fan?
Yeah, man.
Fuck you.
How pissed off would you be if you're a fan that paid money to go see your team play in Vegas, and the first thing that after the game you walking into your hotel, it's Marshawn Lynch laughing at you?
Hey, 49ers fans are very familiar with Marshawn Lynch from his time in Seattle, man. He was a problem for them. What do you say to Marshawn Lynch, though? He's a fucking beast. They need to do
that's
a reality.
the worst part. And that's the worst part right there.
They need to do a reality TV show where they just strap a GoPro on his head and it's just a live feed 24/7. I would watch that. It's hilarious, bro.
Next up, we have the Nickelodeon broadcast. Patrick Starr chirping the McCaffrey fumble. How do you like the interaction for the Nickelodeon stuff?
Dude, it's fucking hilarious, man. Imagine you fumble in the biggest stage of your life and you got Patrick Starr just fucking dogging you out on in front of millions. How do you respond to that? It's a tough one to bounce back from.
You can't. Next up, we have the waste management was not able to manage the wasted people that were there. They cut off all beer sales about at 2:00 in the afternoon, and all mayhem went loose. Did you see some of these videos?
Dude, the videos are ridiculous, man. It's like it's just like a white person drunk fest. People are slipping and sliding everywhere. The porta potties are nuclear. Yeah. The golfers were chirping at the fans like Shooter McGavin. There was a lot of shit going on at the Waste Management Open, man.
Bro, I seen people pissing in the dirt because the lines or they didn't want to walk to the bathroom. That is absolutely crazy. And supposedly the security just at some point said, fuck it, and just let everybody in. And that caused an overflow of people getting into VIP boxes where all the attendants at the VIP boxes also said, fuck it, and served everyone to the point that they cut off all alcohol sales.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Waste Management Open looks next year after this shit show.
Next up, we have Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson calling out old teammate Obi Toppin to be a frequent cheater in card games. How do you feel about this?
That's bad ball, man. Don't do that, you know,
bro. Like especially, and then these aren't friendly card games. This is for money, for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sometimes, guys, like just knowing a teammate is cheating. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's bad. It's not good, man.
Definitely not.
Nothing good to say about that one, but
it's funny. Keeping it on the same topic, huge social streamer Aiden Ross is scammed by 21 Savage while playing a card game. And supposedly 21 Savage was using marked cards, and he noticed during the stream that he was getting scammed, and he lost over $300,000 during a card game. Could you imagine?
I'm going to the trunk after that one.
It got to
21. All right, good shit on Fast Facts, Nate. Let me shine a little bit. Shit to talk to your girl about. We talk about a lot of guy stuff on this pod. You know, gambling, sports, the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift, all sorts of stuff. So everyone listening to this podcast at home, you might be like, what the hell do I talk to my girl about? I got no topics. I got a topic for you guys. It's Valentine's Day, okay? The biggest trap game of the year. As a guy, you feel like you just can't win Valentine's Day sometimes. You know, expectations are through the roof. What are you supposed to do? Let the Butter King guide you. I'm a fan of simple, classic Valentine's Day celebrations. What does that mean, Beau? This is what that means, Nate. You just go out to a nice dinner. You tell your girl how much you appreciate her. Treat her to a great meal. Have some good wine. Get a great dessert. Maybe 2 desserts. It is Valentine's Day. And that's it. And give her a nice, thoughtful gift. Okay? And then the big question that people always ask is like, what the hell are you supposed to get guys for Valentine's Day? So like if you're a girl, you know, we have a lot of female listeners on Fax and the King. You're like, what the hell do I get my man for Valentine's Day? And let me tell you, it's the same shit that you want, okay? If you're getting me a Valentine's Day gift, give me some skincare, all right? Give me some fancy shampoo. I want some flowers. You think the Butter King doesn't like flowers? I want some flowers. Give me a bouquet. I want clothes. I want shoes. Anything that you would want as a girl, I would want as a guy, and then just maybe throw in a couple zins. That's it. Yeah. It's not that hard. What's Dr. Fax asking for Valentine's Day?
I'm simple. I like money. I like money. I like weed. I like the effort. I'm a simple guy. I like cards. I like candy. But also too, like from now going forward, what it's gonna be is a babysitter. that is what I'm going to like. I'm gonna from now on try to plan the right way and figure out how to lock in a babysitter for Valentine's Day, because that is the real prize. Just being able to spend some extra time with my girl. She's been an amazing mother, and it's been a crazy 5 months with our daughter. So I'm looking forward to Valentine's Day and spending some time with her, especially after this long Vegas trip. Like, my oh my.
Shout out to all the lovers out there. We love.
And you know what's crazy, what I was thinking about, and I just realized next year, Beau, New Orleans, it's the same week as Mardi Gras, like back-to-back weeks as the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, and Mardi Gras.
Who's planning this shit? Like, what the hell?
All wrapped up into one. Great pod today, Fax. Good return for Fax and the King after a long time spent in Las Vegas. At the end of the day, 5 nights in Vegas is way too many. I'm good for 2. That's all I got.
Many.
That's a young man's game. That's all I got.
Too
fucking
many.
2 nights, and then get me the fuck home.
Guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Fax and the King on all social media platforms. And remember to have a great Valentine's Day to all you people out there.